welcome back to a brand new episode. So, for today, we're going to be taking a look at the Boulet brothers' Dragula, Season 6, Episode 7. This is the Dungeons and Drag Queens episode, and ooh, I might not be like a fantasy person like that, but I absolutely love it when they do this challenge. It really brings out like the creativity and I think just the playfulness of everyone, or it brings out the really bad. But I'm so excited. It's going to be a fun challenge. Let's head on over to the Boulets and see what they got in store for us.
Welcome back, uglies. Tonight, we're blending dungeons with the deadliest kind of drag.
Work.
And you can forget about this.
I'm not like a Dungeons and Dragons girly. I'm not at all. Y'all know. But this is such a fun challenge. It really is. And it always brings out some of the best and worst looks of the season.
Warriors. This week, it's all about warlocks, orcs, and necromancy. From the depths of our cobweb catacombs to the heights of our treacherous runway, tonight our fiendish finalists will face challenges that will test their guts, gore, and glamour.
Okay.
And that's not all. In our dungeon of drag nightmare,
Not the freaking axe. Oh my god.
victory hinges not just on wit, but also on creating killer transformations under pressure. So strap on your boots and sharpen your fangs, darlings, because in a very short time, we're going to see if these ghouls have the magic and might to slay both the dungeon and the stage. Prepare to gag on the gore and scream for more.
I'm so excited.
And remember, in the end, there can only be one reigning in terror, and the rest, swan through bring to the axe. But they'll just be resting in pieces.
That looked very sharp. So the monsters enter the workroom, and Auntie thinks that Aurora should be the one to go because she thinks Jaharia has more to show, which I find interesting. Not because I don't think that Jaharia has more to show. I do, and I wanted her to stay. It's just, I don't know, I feel like Aurora maybe had the bigger reputation, and they were saying how like they weren't seeing much from Jaharia because a lot of the personality was like behind the scenes. So I don't know. But Yuri wants Aurora to come back, and they're just kind of like saying who they want to come back and whatnot. I know that Asia would want Aurora to come back. Pi says that based on looks, Jaharia is coming back, which Aurora's has to be pretty bad for them to be like, no, Jaharia had the better outfit. Pi also mentions that Jaharia ate up Aurora in the cauldron, which is shady, but it's true. It's kind of true. Those girls were going at it, and granted, it resolved itself, but they were really at each other's necks for a few minutes. And the girls begin to think that maybe they've really underestimated Jaharia, that she could be the real dark horse of the competition. And I think so as well. I think they're going to be kind of in for a bit of a shock when they are watching it back with us, and realizing how much of a part Jaharia had in a lot of the confessionals and all that. And of course, Jaharia returns and says that she has a lot more to show, and I'm excited to see it. Talking about the extermination, Jaharia says that they were literally burning from being electrocuted. That's crazy. Also, something I didn't mention from the Boulet Brothers podcast, the Vivi and Gray shock extermination, they said that it started to smell bad. Like, you could smell the hair frying, you could smell just like them cooking, essentially. That's, they really freaking went through it then.
Being stuck in a latex bed with Aurora or Jaharia? No. Scary as hell.
Shady. Then the girls once again start going over track record. They seem to be very track record obsessed this season, which there's always kind of flavor of that, I guess you could say. But it's really heavy this year. I'm noticing that the concept of a track record is really being pushed this season, whereas before they were like, you could win one week and then go home the next. That don't matter. But Jaharia claims that she has a win in there, even though it was the dodgeball fright feat. Oh my god. I don't know as though I technically count the fright feats as a win. I'm gonna be so for real. And Yuri says that she needs a plan to snatch a win.
All I've been doing is going to every challenge with an open mind and just trying my best, but that's not working, so I don't know what to do. I need to figure shit out.
Poor Yuri.
I need to actually probably start using my brain. But you know, homeschooled, so it's gonna be hard to do that.
And speaking of Yuri, Pi thinks that Yuri is starting to slip through the cracks and doesn't really see her as a real competitor. That will change. But I can understand where they're getting that. I just don't necessarily like the concept of being like, she's not competition to me anymore. Like, actually, everyone is competition to you up until they're exterminated. So I wouldn't get necessarily too cocky about it, but we'll see. Pi also asks anyone if they have any plans or ideas to really shake up the competition. And pretty much everyone is just like, well, it depends on the challenge. That's not an answer. Come on, ladies. But Jaharia is eager to take everyone out, which I just love that. I love the energy. Keep it up, Jaharia. And then Gray being Little Miss Shady. She's a little shady goblin in the corner that just comes out every now and then. Like Yovska. And gives Jaharia ish for being so quiet. Meanwhile, Gray is a quiet one as well. And Pi, calls her out on that. Plus, Auntie says boring is as boring does. Say she's quiet, whatever. To say that Gray is boring? Okay. She continues to say that Gray doesn't add much to the conversation, which I disagree with, because y'all have to keep cursing him every other week. So, and Gray responds by saying that they don't put up a front, they let their art speak for themselves. And I get that. And I'm not going to say that, like, this is evil queen energy or anything like that. But it's just, I think, a little rich for Auntie to be coming after someone for not wanting to open up. When she doesn't want to open up, she only does it with individuals off to the side. Which, that's fine. That's fair. Valid. But, like, if you're going to come for someone. But Auntie does clarify in a non-shady way that she just wants to hear more from Gray because she really does enjoy their work, really enjoys them as a person. They just want to hear more from her. I get that. Also, Gray, bless your soul, I think a Teddy Roosevelt quote was not necessarily appropriate for Dragula. None of those girls knew what you were getting at, girl. They all thought it was an innuendo.
Like, speak softly and carry a big stick. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Why did I know that they were going to take that the wrong way? I think this shows a lot of the girls' kind of like low-key education level.
A big stick. I think, it's okay to be quiet sometimes. You've got a big stick.
These girls need to take a history class. Come on, Teddy Roosevelt.
Big stick? I mean...
Girls, get your minds out of the gutters.
Up through him.
This feels like a Cynthia moment, right?
Get your mind out of the gutter, people. It's not a joke.
And with that, the sirens go off, so let's head on over and catch up with the Boulets for the challenge intro this week.
Saw my buck-toothed, bespectacled cave trolls.
Yo. Oh my my god.
For this week's challenge, you'll be heading into your parents' basement and dusting off those spell books for our next Dungeons and Drag Queens campaign.
So I wonder why we kept this episode and not Drag Monsters of Rock. Just my opinion.
Once we roll our crooked die to decide what class and race you'll be, you'll have to use all your drag crafting abilities to conceptualize and create an authentic D&D style look and model your creation on
I am so excited for this challenge. It's going to be so good.
location after dark in our Renaissance Fair LARP village.
Okay, bitch.
As a second part to your challenge, you'll be breaking up into teams of 2 and choreographing a battle sequence.
It'll be fun.
Good fortune, adventurers, and may your roles in tonight's campaign be larger than the ones on your backs.
Back rolls?
Back row.
Asia. Wrong franchise. So the ghouls are dispatched and Gray is very, very excited to make their own weapons and get to fight each other. Asia is a little bit nervous, it seems. She talks quite a bit about how she doesn't have any LARPing skills or archery skills. So, I don't know if it was like chosen by random. I'm guessing it was, I guess. As random as like a show like this can be. So, who knows? But, girl, I would have done some practicing. Auntie really wants to battle Gray and beat the quiet out of her, literally. Pi offers Jaharia to work with them. They do work well together. They do. Seems like Jaharia always gets thrown under a little bit, but they do work well together, at least towards Pi's benefit. And yeah, they basically agree that it'll be fun to beat the shit out of each other. Asia and Yuri decide to pair up. Of course, Asia is worried because, of course, Yuri is homeschooled, so she's a bit quiet. Even Yuri rags on herself for the homeschool thing. Poor girl. And Auntie seems to be very, very excited by the entire challenge. I mean, hey, there's always one in the group, right?
To the Knights of the Coffin Table! Huzzah! Let us go!
Okay, so we found the Astrid of the season. Ha! I'm kidding.
What the f***? You need to turn it down.
Can I switch teams?
No.
Yo.
You can keep her.
So the girls start working on their looks and routines for the floor show. Yuri is Troll Warlock, and she's inspired by video game characters mainly. But she's also worried about the physicality and fighting since she has magic. So there's no physical thing to it, you know? Auntie Heroine is Troll Druid, and she's working on a staff, which is so freaking cool. The metal and beaded spider's web in like the crook of the staff is so freaking incredible. Oh my god. It's stuff like that that really just makes you love the show. And she's showing how she's creating vines with like jersey material and whatnot. I just love when they show us like the tips and tricks of the trade. She also admits that Gray is her largest competition when it comes to characterization, just in general. And yeah, I would agree with that. But you have Gray, who's a complete powerhouse, and then Auntie, who's a powerhouse, and now they're going to be in the same group together. It's going to be so good. Jaharia is Goblin Wizard, and Sequin? Girl, ooh. She does mention, though, that she is going to choreograph things for herself so that she can stand out apart from Pi. And I think that is smart. Maybe not smart enough to save you from the look, gal, but that is smart. So while everyone's doing different stuff, Auntie and Gray go to LARP in the cauldron. And meanwhile, Asia is struggling with the archery. Like, it's bad. It's bad.
How would you hold a staff? Like this?
Like, something like
this.
that. Wait, no, bend over. I got you. Oh.
Girl, you better get that under control.
Do you like a low swing? I can like hop.
Me and Pi are working very, very well together, as I expected. But once again, I'm coming up with all the choreo.
I'm coming for you.
Maybe that was Pi's choice in doing that. She knew that Jaharia would come up with good choreo for her.
Roll.
Calculated.
I don't think I trust Asia with that bow and arrow.
Let's just say I'm no Katniss Everdeen. The Hunger Game is about to get chopped.
And as we expected, Jaharia is doing absolutely all of the choreo for her group. Which, that's so shady. That's so shady. And I wonder if maybe this is what led to the next episode's extermination. Who knows? Because, once is an accident, twice is a hobby, Pi. So, Auntie and Gray take a little moment to themselves in the cauldron, and Gray notices that Auntie is being a little withdrawn, and just pulling back from the conversation, even with just her right now. And Auntie says that she feels bad coming for Gray after Pi mentioned Auntie has walls up herself, which, okay, fair. And the conversation kind of quickly evolves into Auntie thinks it's a very lonely experience doing the show, mixed with the fact that she is sober and her and Gray are the only sober queens on the cast. And that's when Auntie opens up and shares the story about her mom's troubles with alcohol and the negative effects that it had on her as well. And Gray also shares how alcohol has negatively affected their life, where they were the ones having the issues with knowing when enough was enough necessarily, or just keeping yourself kind of in check. They just said that they were being very sloppy, fighting with cops and being arrested. And the silver streak in his hair is actually a marker for his 1,000 days of sobriety. Now, I know like both of the stories are very kind of sad, upsetting, but Auntie did share that after she confronted her mom about how she treated her and how her addiction affected her, her mom is now sober. So it's great to see them connect, and I understand why Auntie has her reservations, but it was really nice to see her open up, even to just Gray, you know? And the moment just really brought both of them together. I think they understood each other a lot better after this. And if that ain't a metaphor, right? We just gotta talk things out. So it is day of the floor show. Pi seems to be all over the place trying to put together their look, and we have never seen Pi frazzled quite like this. It's because she's got something extra on her mind, and Asia ends up pulling her to the side for a bit of a discussion.
Last week, Auntie kind of told me that we're in alliance, but like, didn't really give me much of a choice to say no. Are you thinking that we could work together on this? Are we not already? I'm listening.
So she thinks that you two are in an alliance right now?
Yeah, and she specifically was trying to.
I like that chain. Okay, nice Pi. Very industrial. So distracted.
She was like, we have to get Asia help.
Get me out?
Yes.
I wanted in my heart for Pi to say no to Auntie on the spot, but I feel like we might be able to leverage this in a deliciously evil way.
Spoiler alert, they don't, but...
I can actually trust her with the way that she's playing. To me, that just feels like she's trying to kind of butter me up to throw me in the fire.
Asia is my number one in this game. I'm not going to do something that's going to directly affect her. That ain't for me.
Oh, okay, all of a sudden.
That makes sense, but let's keep our sights focused. We gotta make it to the top together, and we gotta get her out.
But speaking of Pi, also with getting ready, Pi does show how they apply their prosthetics for this challenge, and I think it's very helpful, very informative, and really cool to see, I'm not gonna lie. So with that, let's head on over to the floor show, you guys, or out into the woods, really. Word. Okay, one, the bang, everything. With the candles on the hips too. Work, divas. Okay. Drag is so snatched, right? Now, come on, ladies. You could have done real flames. Kidding. That's so dope. So for judges this week, we have David Dasmalchian. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Actor and writer, star of Late Night with the Devil. He has been on Dragula before, and I believe for the kind of like Ren Fair LARP challenges in the past. Obviously an expert on the subject, and I love that. And then we also have season 4 winner Landon Sider once again. Now, there are a lot of Dungeons and Dragons references in this episode that I do not know. I don't know them. It completely right over my head. So forgive me there, but it was, as always, a super fun floor show. And with that, let's head on into the woods and see how the queens did. Alright, you guys, so I guess this is technically the floor show. I guess. They're out in the woods, though. This is so crazy looking. Hold on, I need my glasses. And to be honest, it's hard to tell who some of them are. It's so freaking dope. I'm just in amazement, dude. Oh my god. The amount of detail that they both put into their looks is freaking incredible, dude. Oh my god. I love this setup. Come on, Gray. Beat her up. He's like a little Rumpelstiltskin, right? Oh, I love this. Oh, so was that it? That's it? Okay. Another really freaking great one. Pie, okay. Yeah, you can kind of see pie in there. this thing. Oh. You know, once again, killing the choreo. Okay, she's killing it. Just not look-wise. Okay. Let's see how this one goes. Alright, acrobatics. Oh. Okay, a lot of spinning. Spinning isn't smart to do in a fight. Okay. Oh, another spin, alright. How'd they do that? What? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is cool. What was that? This is such a niche reference, but do you guys remember the sci-fi original horror movie, The Beast of Bray Road? I'm going to watch it after this, actually. I love that movie. The werewolf in it, it has these really bright green contacts, and they look like fluorescent. That's what this is reminding me of. If anyone knows, you know. Why are the girls that are archers never good archers? What is it? Granted, that could be potentially dangerous if you were to fully pull it back, but just aim in the right direction. I took archery lessons as a kid, actually. I preferred that because, little story time, my dad, super avid hunter. I didn't like guns, so I got more into archery. Okay, so... People really went with a lot of prosthetics this time around, it seems. That orb thing that she's got in her staff is freaking dope, though. Alright, let's see how this one goes. That's cool, okay. I was eager to see how they would, like, do a visual representation of Yuri's magic for this. I'm a little confused by the fight scenes, I'm not gonna lie, but... Alright, and then we're gonna take a close look at some of the outfits. So this is anti-heroine. Now, her attention to detail is just immaculate. Absolutely. And her use of color as well. It's definitely fantasy, horror, but I would also say it's got that kind of like, and I hate to compare, but it's kind of got an Acid Betty kind of vibe to it, which I really enjoy. It's very bright, very colorful, very shocking in a way. plus that staff with the beaded, it's wire and beaded spider webs on there. That's so incredible. Like, and they showed her making it. That's incredible. Gray matter, once again, incredible. Freaking killed it. In flats, but I'll let you have that one. It's just the attention to detail, man. It's so freaking incredible. And like, yeah, they're wearing prosthetics, but it almost seems like just kind of like a mask that they could put on and then their mouth is free. I don't know. Maybe it's not that, but it just, oh my God. Him and Auntie freaking killed it. Next up, we have Pie. Again, great attention to detail. I think this is probably the most over-the-top look that Pie has given us. The one with the most oomph behind it. I feel like, right? I mean, that last one that we saw was just so plain and simple. It's good to see that, like, they can overload as well. And it's good. It's good. And who knew Pie was so great at prosthetics like that? So next up, we have Yuri. I like it. I really do. And I like the staff. It's just, I don't know. The brow. I think it's the brow. And maybe the lip color. It's just kind of giving like weird zombie Bride of Frankenstein. Right? I don't know what it is about it. But at least the girls that had to cover and paint their bodies did it well. Well, except for Asia. Oh, Jaharia. Now, part of me wants to be upset at her for even thinking this would be okay. Let's be so for real. Girl, I would have said, oh, I had something far better, but something happened to it. I don't know. That's what I would have done. I would not have shown up in sequin pants, untucked, mind you. And the freaking Doc Marten boots, like, bitch. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh. But hey, you killed the performance once again. I'll give her that. Asia. Okay. Now, I don't hate it. I don't. I understand the critiques that she got. When they show it more up close, you can really see the stark kind of like jarring difference between her bodysuit and the face paint. From a distance, and for a blind bitch, I don't hate it. It was just the performance, I think, mainly. I don't think they would have gone too hard on the look if the look was just what it is and the performance was a lot better. All right, you guys, so let's head on over to the judging now with just the Boulets. They thought they rolled really high scores this season, which I agree. It was a really good show. I think just the production of it all, it looked so cool. Even if not all the looks were necessarily that great. So for Auntie and Gray's group, they definitely thought that they were the strongest. Great combat, great characterization, and the outfits were absolutely impeccable. Asia and Yuri, though, they said they were the most difficult to work with. More so to direct, just because you're out in the woods, and if they gotta keep refilming shots and scenes and whatnot, that's... And they were honestly surprised that Asia just kind of really flubbed this whole thing. And they even compared it to Niohuru playing the guitar last season, which, ooh, that's a little hurtful, ladies. Jaharia and Pai, they felt really torn with the performance because they thought it was such a fun battle. And obviously Pai's look was so over the top. Jaharia's look, though, I mean, y'all saw, it was lacking. Not good. Very well prepared, but the whole disco wizard vibe of it all just really didn't work for anyone. Plus the Doc Martens. They clocked her for her docs. So heading on into Judgment, they bring in David and Landon. And we find out that now there are no more safe monsters. So either your top or your bottom from here on out. And I've noticed that they say the whole, like, drag his art line usually before they're about to really drag someone. And I would just feel like the target honing in on poor Jaharia in this moment. Gray, they thought the armor was absolutely incredible, scary, and Landon was really commending his growth because if you remember the Ghost Train challenge where Landon was like, you look like a haunt actor. Now to see this evolution from Gray, great little storyline wrap up. They also did not need a lot of like directing, which was super helpful for the Boulets. And they themselves had tons of ideas to add into it to make it better. So it wasn't just the directors doing all the work or, you know. Auntie, they said she had great colors, the attention to detail, and obviously you could tell Auntie is a serious nerd. And we mean that with love, of course. And once again, with the preparedness and professionalism, it was very fast takes, so they were able to get it done. Now, Asia, they thought she was very sexy. The archer missed the mark, though. The bodysuit also, they had a real issue with how you could see that, like, her face wasn't painted the same. And from a distance, I think it was fine. But up close, yeah, you could definitely see the edges. And it was just like, But, like, the head up, she looked freaking good. They also said that it was very labored having to direct her, which, oof. But it was just so much reshooting and whatnot that it really brought down the experience of, I think, the project. Up next is Yuri. They were wanting more, but they did say that the outfit looks better on camera. Ooh. But I guess she did do better than Asia. They had better things to say. I don't know as though I was necessarily getting troll or orc from Yuri. Like, it was coming off a little mixed up. And I think she put a lot of attention towards her props, which was good because they looked great. But I don't know if the overall look necessarily held up. It was more like nice little moments, you know?
You want to come say hi, Bubba's?
They haven't seen you in so long. How about... Attaboy. You want to come say hi, guys? How are you doing, Big O? So, Jaharia, they obviously had an issue with her disco pants and Doc Martens. I think we all did. Hi, big baby. Hi. Oh, stop it. My big baby. Say bye. Hi, handsome. They thought that Jaharia's look really didn't match her energy, and I would agree with that. I wonder if more effort had to go towards the choreo of it, and so she wasn't able to focus so much on the look, but it was just really unfortunate. She was absolutely painted, though. I'll give her that. But she really thinks that the sequin is what did it. Maybe, but I think just pants in general. It was an odd choice. Pie, they thought, absolute full-on orc. The makeup and performance. They also said that they commend her versatility, really, how she carries herself so differently with each character that she presents on the runway. And I think that could be a good and maybe a bad thing. Just my opinion. Like, we know Pie is campy and a little bit kind of kitschy, but beyond that... So Gray, Auntie, and Pie are the tops for this week, and Gray and Auntie are the winners. I mean, you pretty much saw it coming a mile away this episode, right? Yuri is spared, thankfully, but Jaharia and Asia are now in the bottom. And it seems like Auntie's little prophecy is coming true. Asia is going to have to prove herself. Asia, though, being a little shady, saying that the two winners got half a win, whereas hers were won solely by herself. You shady girl. And then the Boulets lay it on them what the extermination for this week is.
Tonight, you will all be given a riddle, and if you guess the correct answer to the riddle, you will not experience the extermination. However, if you fail to guess the correct answer, you will receive a horribly outdated bad tattoo of a wizard. Oh my god. But that's not all. There are actually
Brother, Jaharia is so over this.
3 riddles you must solve tonight. And each time you get a riddle wrong, the tattoo will become larger and more heinous looking.
Work, okay.
Excuse me. We bless you both with high wisdom rolls for tonight's extermination, and we'll see one of you here next week on the other side.
This is a lot different than the other tattoo exterminations. Holy crap. So heading on into the cauldron, the 3 top queens are discussing the judgments, and Pi is really hoping that Jaharia's performance can save her, but you know, if not Jaharia, then who else? But now it's interesting. You have Pi's teammate in the bottom and Pi's alliance member in the bottom. So you're going to have to pick your loyalties soon, girl. Yuri enters and Pi is absolutely shocked because now she knows that it means Asia is in the bottom. However, when Asia comes in, Asia Consent is feeling Asia content. She's not worried, and I don't think she has a reason to be honest. Like, unless she chickens out or something, like, I think it's kind of the end of the road for Jaharia, unfortunately. But Jaharia, of course, feels very strong because they only hated her look, whereas they hated Asia's look and performance. Shady, but I mean, kind of true. The girls, they go back and forth like freaking crazy. If Jaharia is in the mix, she is going to have something to say, and I love that. I love it. Oh, she comes in and she freaking clocks them. Asia does bring up that this is her first elimination, and Jaharia says that she started strong, but now is just here. Whereas Jaharia sees her growth as being like, you know, constantly evolving. To each their own. And Jaharia also says that winning 2 exterminations, she'd be the baddest bitch for the cut. She'd be the best winner by Auntie standards, which, girl, I love the confident delusion. I do. I appreciate it. And Auntie elaborates a little bit more on her whole idea of like, listen, you need to do the exterminations in order to progress and in order to ultimately win. And Pi, for some reason, points out that they also haven't done an extermination yet, which, I don't know as I'd say that, girl. But Gray, shady little demon from the corner, just goes, next episode. Which, Gray, you might have some manifesting capabilities because... And then Pi goes on some random and unnecessary spiel about how everyone should curse them next week so that she can prove themselves. Weird. And Asia's like, Pi, shut up. Like, why would you say that? Shut up. And it definitely comes off in a weird way, I would say. Jaharia also, before heading into extermination, does say that she gets screwed over in groups with Pi every single time. So she's coming for her. But we'll see if she'll get to, you know, enact her revenge.
Welcome to your extermination challenge, bitches.
I'm so glad Cynthia's here for this.
Now today, you will be given a set of riddles. Answer incorrectly, this is what you'll be getting.
When they said heinous tattoo, I knew it wasn't gonna be good, but
That's bad.
this shit? I can't believe I'm up for extermination and I have to get a tattoo of a fucking wizard. God help me.
Israel. Riddle number 1.
Life can be measured in hours. I only serve to be devoured. Slim, I am quick. Fat, I am slow. Wind is my foe.
What are you saying to me? I don't know what this is. I'm just gonna say some bullshit. Just put the tattoo on me. Let's go.
Fair, honestly.
I'll go with you, Cynthia Doll.
You did miss with the bow and arrow. Age of consent. Final answer.
Gag, bitch.
Gag, bitch. Yo, these girls are just having fun.
Bitches are wrong. It is a candle.
Thinking hard.
Enjoy your first tattoo, uglies. I will be back shortly.
So the tattoo's
That's
cute. I get a
crazy.
cute little wizard head, and I'm really hoping I don't get the next two riddles wrong.
Now a little, okay, Asia, a little backstage tea. They were purposefully getting stuff wrong and just being dumb just because they wanted the tattoo.
Honestly, not as bad as I thought it'd be so far. Now that I'm getting tattooed,
She's covered in tats, like...
feels like hot-ass cat scratches, which has happened many times. Kitty's got claws.
Yeah, bro, the thighs feel very weird.
I chose my thigh because I knew it was a huge fatty area, and I thought it would, like, kind of hurt a bit, and...
Bitch, please. You knew it would hurt a little bit less. Although, legs are iffy. They don't hurt me that bad until the next day. Then it's like, I can't even walk.
Truthfully, it wasn't too bad.
All right, bitches, you ready for your next riddle? I don't have eyes, but once I did see. I once had thoughts, now white and empty.
I'm gonna go with a bat.
I'm gonna go with the Teletubby toilet bowl.
Oh!
Shady, okay.
To them both, because the correct answer was a skull.
Of course I got it wrong.
A skull!
Bring on the wizard tits.
Oh, Lord.
Definitely feeling her. The original wizard was actually kind of cute. But now they added these old saggy tits on it, and it looks kind of fucking crazy.
I should just put the fucking heel on.
Just put the heel on.
Oh my god, this should make her as a Doc Martin.
You guys ready for your last riddle?
Yes, I'm gonna think real hard on this one.
If you drop me, I'm sure to crack. Give me a smile, and I'll always smile back.
Mirror.
That's
a baby.
an easy one. A
Jaharia.
baby. A baby. Shut up.
I'm sorry, you are incorrect.
Damn it! Is that not logic? Like, if I'm holding a baby, right, and it's like a little newborn and you drop it, it's going to break. And I also thought when you're staring at a baby, they stare back and like smile sometimes. In my mind, it made sense.
You are correct, Asia Consent, so you are safe from round 3.
I don't give a fuck. We're doing it. Even though I got the third riddle right, I want to prove how badly I want to be here, so fuck it. Let's get the rest of this tattoo done.
I mean, you might as well, right?
I've been trying for 3 fucking seasons to get on this show. I will do fucking anything, even get these legs tattooed that I don't fucking have to. I want to be here.
I think I should stay because I think it would complete my wonderful story arc. I spent most of this time in this competition really like competing with myself. Like the imposter syndrome is so fucking ridiculous. Like I should not be feeling that when I've finally gotten to what I've dreamed of and what I've worked so hard for.
It's hard to be in the alternative scene.
Okay. I definitely hear that.
Being black and POC in general, just because, you know, we are on the fringe of society and alternative, you think it would be accepting, but sometimes it's really not.
That's why it was such a cool thing to be, you know, I'm gonna say accepted into this, like, this
Oh, they're having such a heartfelt moment.
experience into this world.
You definitely deserve to be here. Maybe not after this week, but...
Jaharia girl, it's time to go. Pack the bags.
Aww.
Love you, sis.
Is she done?
On my tattoo, they added Doc Martens. Oh, you're so fucking funny.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Oh my god.
That takes up her whole freaking backside. Holy Christ.
Shit herself? Wait, let me make her dance. Let's just say future tricks, they gotta pay the troll toll.
Always Sunny reference? Alright. That's such a fun one, I'm not gonna lie. I would do it. Who the hell wouldn't? And with the extermination, guys, let's head over and see who the eliminated queen is this week. Alright, guys, who do we think is gonna be? It's definitely Jaharia. Aww. Now listen, is she the right one to go? Yes, obviously. But we're gonna miss you, gal. Oh, you were the heart of this season. Let me tell you. Okay, is that Israel? And the little Boulet. There's something different about Lil Boulet's head, right? That's such a good shot. That's such a good shot. Oh my god.
You've caught me at a very inopportune moment.
What the fuck? Work! I love that. Oh my god. That's probably the best one this season. Probably just because of looks wise, but damn. Oh, the Boulets are going all out. Unfortunately, Jaharia is going home. I really have a strong sneaking suspicion that we will be seeing a lot more of her. She's just such a great personality. Thank you so much for tuning on in, you guys. Stick around, guys, because next episode is the Frankenhooker Challenge. This one is so much fun. This season, the challenges are just really top tier. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe, all that. I want to know, do you think Jaharia should have went home? I think it was probably her time, unfortunately, especially just going up against Asia. I mean, ugh. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care.